I want to start this video off with a riddle. I'm going to show you 3 clips, videos A, B, and C, and you have to guess which one of them is real. The other 2 are fake. I'll give you a few seconds to decide, and yeah, it was a bit of a trick question. They're all fake. Now, if you even chose one option, well, it kind of proves my point. That's just one of the many dangers of Sora 2. Let's do a part 2 to this exercise. For the rest of this video, I want you to think, was this clip I'm showing generated with Sora 2, or are these clips real and genuine? Keep that in mind as you watch the rest of this video, and I'll give you a way to find out by the end. If you don't know what Sora is, it's OpenAI's video generation tool. You type a prompt, and those words become reality. For example, I could type something like this, and boom, here's the video, out in a couple of seconds. Well, to some degree of accuracy. Even Sora 1 kinda sucked without some very specific prompting, but Sora 2 seems to be another step towards generating realistic videos with ease. And that's the scary trend with AI. It doesn't just improve, it leaps. Anybody else remember that Will Smith eating spaghetti video? Shit's hilarious, right? Well, it was hilarious, now it's just way too friggin' realistic. And that progress was made in the time span of 2 short years. I mean, that's just insane. Think of the jump between Sora 1 and Sora 2. One of the big improvements OpenAI highlights is how previous models were over-optimistic. In other words, Sora 1 would bend reality just to make a prompt work. Objects would morph, physics would break, and the whole thing ended up looking like a fever dream. For example, if you prompted, high school basketball player misses a buzzer beater, Sora 1 might start off okay, but then the ball would just teleport into the hoop anyway, even if you wanted the player to miss the shot. Sora 1 is assuming, hey, most basketball videos I've seen on the internet, the player makes the shot, so I should make the ball play by the same rules here. Sora 2, on the other hand, actually respects reality, or I should say, it respects failure. If the player bricks a shot, you'll see it bounce off the backboard instead of just teleporting into the hoop like it would in reality. Here's another example if that one was confusing: skateboarding. With Sora 1, there's the prompt, the most impressive shaved head skater in a t-shirt slaloming between cars at high speed, body in 1,000 pieces. And, yeah. This was the result. Even Sora didn't know what to do. Honestly, this makes Will Smith eating spaghetti look like friggin' Pixar. What am I even looking at here? Now, compare that to Sora 2 with a simple prompt. Skateboarder does a kickflip. Boom! It nails it. Even better, the AI sometimes chooses to show imperfections, like the skater stumbling a little after landing the trick. That wasn't in the prompt. That was just Sora 2 thinking on the fly. And that's fascinating, because it means OpenAI trained Sora 2 to allow for realism through flaws rather than faking perfection and breaking immersion. Now I understand the prompts are a little bit different, and it would have been better to test Sora 1 and Sora 2 with the same prompt, but Sora 2's invite only right now. So, sorry. Anyway, that's just comparing Sora 1 to Sora 2. What happens when we look at the competition? Take Google's VO3, for example. Same type of prompt, but side by side with Sora 2. The difference is obvious. But here's the really scary part. Sora 2's leap forward means it's only a matter of time before VO4 or some other competitor catches up with an equally massive jump in quality. That's just how AI progresses. One company makes a breakthrough, the rest scramble to match it, and suddenly the entire industry is sprinting forward. In other words, Sora 2 isn't just impressive, it's a warning shot. Because the race has already started, and the finish line is videos you literally cannot tell apart from reality. And I have to wonder what the point of even creating a technology like this would be. Just look at what they're generating here. Vlogging yourself going after Bigfoot, simulating an arm wrestling match. I get that they're only trying to showcase the model's capabilities, that I get, but what's the end goal here? I truly don't see a net benefit in pushing this technology to the point of no return where fake and real are indistinguishable. Because once we cross that line, it's not just about funny Bigfoot vlogs anymore. Still, I don't want to act like there aren't any positives at all. Sora 2 does lower the barrier to entry for things like filmmaking, animation, and artistry. Suddenly, advertising and marketing don't require massive budgets, huge crews, or even actors. In a way, it's the democratization of creativity. Art is no longer limited to people with years of training or expensive resources. If you have a story to tell, you can tell it. And in some ways, that's genuinely exciting. But the problem is, for every positive like that, there's a much darker flip side. And to me, the negatives massively outweigh the good. Think about what this looks like in the real world. You could generate a protest that's never happened and use it to rile people up, maybe even get them to donate money to a cause that doesn't exist. Or you could fabricate a crime, a violent act, a scandal, and suddenly you've got video proof to smear a political opponent, ruin someone's reputation, or sway an election. And the scariest part, these videos wouldn't just trick some people, they trick most people. Our brains are wired to trust our eyes. If we see it, we believe it. But now that belief can be weaponized. And it doesn't even have to be used maliciously to do damage. The moment tech like this exists, every real video is also suspect. A politician caught on tape taking a bribe? Oh, they can just claim that's AI. A news clip of police misconduct? Fake video. The mere existence of Sora 2 gives liars an escape hatch. So it's not just about making fakes look real, it's about making the real look fake. And that's a dangerous place to be. You can definitely tell that OpenAI recognizes this danger, at least on some level. Right now, like I said, Sora 2 is invite only. Even if you download the app, you might not get access. And every single video it generates, just like with Sora 1, comes with a watermark, clearly stating, hey, this was made with Sora. But let's be honest, you and I both know that's not nearly enough. A watermark isn't a solution, it's a speed bump. Do we really think bad actors are going to say, oh wait, this has a watermark on it, I better not use this for clicks, views, and money? Of course not. The second Sora 2 goes public, that watermark will be cropped out, blurred, or deep-faked away, and you, the viewer, won't be able to tell the difference.
They're the same picture.
And that's the problem. These little band-aid fixes won't stop the tidal wave of misinformation once this tech is in the wild. A watermark doesn't save you from a video going viral on TikTok, Twitter, or YouTube before anyone has time to fact-check it. It doesn't stop people from seeing it, sharing it, and believing it. I also want to touch on what this could mean for artists. Recently, I saw this video titled Puparia. It's a pretty weird video, but strangely enough, I couldn't pull my eyes away from it. The art style was so striking, the music so enchanting, that in this AI-driven world where every screen demands your attention, I sat there and watched the entire thing from beginning to end. And what was really interesting to me was the backstory behind this video. The animation was created by one guy, Shingo Tamagawa, who worked on this for 3 long years entirely by himself. Every shot, every frame, directed, drawn, and colored by him. And you have to wonder, in this age of AI, where a single prompt can generate an animation of similar polish, where will content that feels so human end up? One answer to that question could be found in its description. Something is about to change drastically. We can only be witnesses to it. But if I had to guess myself, it'll probably end up buried beneath an endless amount of AI brain rot slop content, with Sam Altman's head sticking up out of a toilet while Baby Shark or some other garbage plays in the background. The only silver lining here is that not every platform is rolling out the red carpet for this kind of content. YouTube, for example, currently doesn't allow pure AI-generated videos to be monetized. The only time AI is eligible is when it adds original human value, like unique commentary, storytelling, or education, and isn't just repetitive or mass-produced junk. And honestly, I do think that's a step in the right direction. At least it keeps some of this noise from completely drowning out the stuff made by actual people. Still, the last thing I want to do is leave this video on a purely negative note. Because as efficient, cold, and calculating as AI can be, I still believe that there's a place for us, for human stories, human experiences, and human voices. The alternative is just too nightmarish to accept. And the thing is, humanity has been here before. Every time new technology comes along, we just rush to see what it can do and only later stop to ask what it should do. And there's one line that just keeps echoing in my head whenever I see what OpenAI is releasing next.
You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it. Well,
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
I'll let that sink in. Let me know down in the comments what you think our future with AI is going to look like. Hopeful, terrifying, or maybe somewhere in between. I'll be reading through, and I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. And honestly, if this video sparks even a little discussion about that idea, then hey, it did its job. Don't forget to hype the video if you liked it. I don't know, that's another weird feature that YouTube's pushing these days. And thanks for watching some human-generated content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.